There's this very nice hotel somewhere in town. I went there once to see a friend of a friend. Person is not my friend. Person is the friend of my friend. She came from the States, so invited me went to meet her. I went there. And when I got into the place, it didn't look like I was in Nigeria. Very beautiful place. It is owned by Norwegian. Nordic, that's the name of the hotel, Nordic. And very beautiful place. So I started asking, I said, what? So it's a Norwegian. You see, when foreigners come into your country, they will build something that doesn't look like your country, because they want where they are to reflect where they come from. Same way, your life must reflect heaven. One of those things that will make that possible is the activities of angels. You must agree with me that the ministry of angel is one of your kingdom heritage. One of the things that you inherited by birth. There are a lot of things that became yours by birth. One of the things that is yours by birth is the ministry of angels. Let me show you some things that angels do for you. Number one, they are given charge over us to keep us in all our ways. All our ways. Everywhere you go, angels are with you. Everywhere you go. They are charged to keep you safe. Flying, running, walking, jogging. They are mandated to keep you safe in all your ways. Number two, angels, they cause factors to align. They cause factors to align. We saw that in the life of Abraham. When Abraham sent his son, to send his servant to get a wife for the son, it was the angel that went ahead of him to bring the lady and cause everything to just work together. So all things work together for good. It's one of the angels. Angels are agents that ensure that all things work together for our good. When we started building, most people don't know that we built this facility. We built this. We didn't rent it. We leased the land. We built everything. The car park, the field. We built everything from scratch. When we're building this, the first part of this facility, we're interlocking. I think it was like a few days to we're going to do a major program here. But they were doing the interlocking. They started interlocking from the toilet. They interlocked. When they got to the front of the church, the stone finished. And what was left was just at this step. The engineers didn't know how they were going to go and tell me that they had run out of interlock. And we didn't have money too. So it was not only that we ran out of interlocks, they also know that there was no money. So they didn't know how they were going to tell me. I was calling the guys, quickly do this thing. They were just stalling. Later they now told me, I was very livid. And I called the manager and said, please, can you help me go and confirm how much they sell? We needed like 100 square meters. And maybe like 2,005 for a square meter. We need like 250K. But let's go and buy. They went across to go and ask. As we were asking the guy, they took the sample. The guy came back to give me the report that, it's 250K. We didn't have that money. I was already there. I said, if you know the stone was not enough, why did you start interlocking from the toilet? You would have started from the front. Then you interlock backward. I was sitting there. Then one guy, there was new in church that time. So he came to bring some carpets to clean, for people to clean their shoes. He came to drop it in the church. So he came through this side. Then he saw me seated in front, so he now came to meet me. As he got to me, they were giving me the report. The guy was saying, the interlock is this. And I said, do you guys need interlock? We said, yes. He said, I have. He said, this exact interlock I have. This one, the exact. It's not another type. This very one you are using, I have. I produced it like 3 or 4 years ago, and it's just been there. He said, can you arrange a vehicle to come and pack them? I said, I think I have a little over 100. I didn't believe it. But they arranged, they went there. He gave us 103 square meters. He was telling me that 2 weeks earlier, the security man on his side said, this thing is occupying space. Can we sell it? He said, leave it. Every time I think about that, that's angelic. Maybe if you had come 5 minutes earlier. No, you see, I'm saying that time and chance will align. What you need and the person that can meet the need will meet you at the point of your need. That's angelic. Causing factor to align. Because angels know what you need. They know the person that can meet the need. They were arranged for you to be standing where they will be discussing the solution to your problems. Are you getting what I'm saying there? And let me tell you something. If Satan can suggest things to you to do, don't you think angels can suggest things to you to do? You don't need to see them for them to influence your thoughts. There are some thoughts that you have in your head. It is your angel putting it there. I'm telling you now. Because all of us agree, Satan tempts people. Everybody agrees, you hear voices. But anytime you are hearing fornicate, it's the devil. They cause factors to align. They remove obstacles from our path. They deliver us from troubles. They make our way prosperous. They strengthen us. They give guidance and they give divine direction. And they facilitate answers to prayer. Those are the many things angels do. Let me just say them again. They keep you safe in all your ways. They cause factors to align. They remove obstacles from your path. They are the ones that will make your path straight. Every crooked way will straighten there by the power of angels. They deliver us from troubles. They make our ways prosperous. They strengthen us when we are physically weak. When we are mentally weak, they strengthen us. They give us guidance. They give us direction. And they facilitate answers to prayer. We cannot command angels or send them on errands at will. We can only activate their interventions and their ministry through God. The Bible says the weapon of warfare are not carnal. They are mighty through God. Just through God. By God. We saw the story of Manoah. Manoah didn't say angel appear. No. He prayed to God. Say, send the man again. And the man appeared. Every angelic appearance was at the instance of God, but can be provoked by a man. Let me quickly put in your hand how to activate your angels. How to activate your angels. Number one, angelic activities are activated and amplified when we pray. We saw that in Daniel 6:23. So my God sent his angel and shut the lion's mouth. It was by prayer that Daniel activated the angels that shut the mouth of the lion. Angelic activities are multiplied and amplified when we pray. In Acts chapter 12, verse 5 and verse 7, Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto God for him. And behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison, and smote Peter on the side, and raised him up, saying, arise up quickly. And his chains fell from his hand. It was the angel that delivered him because of the prayer of the church. It was the prayer of the church that activated the intervention of the angels. In Matthew chapter 4 verse 11, we see there, he said, then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. Jesus was praying and fasting when this happened. It was the prayer of Jesus there that activated the intervention of the angelic. Satan came to weaken him. The angels came to strengthen him. Anytime you pray, you activate the ministry of angels. Luke 22, this one was powerful scriptures there in my own account, 42 to 44, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thy be done. And there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him. And being in agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was that a great blow of blood falling to the ground. I have sisters in church. I will see her. I hope she comes to church today. She was writing something about prayer on online, and that you don't need to cry when you are praying. You never serve anything. You know, people just say, why will you be praying and crying? You say, God is your dad. You just come and say, God, daddy. Me, I didn't teach you that one. I didn't teach you. Are you hearing me? Dan, Andy, I didn't teach you. Don't go and say, God is daddy God. You put your hand in your pocket. In prayer, you pray. You will shout. You'll be sweating. This is Jesus here. He was praying. Nerves, for sweat to come out with blood, some nerves broke. The Bible says strong crying. You know what I'm saying? You will push it because there are demonic resistance. You push back. Your spirit man will lay hold of some things that if you don't move, angels don't move. Are we together there? Was this pepperoni Christianity that we're doing? So he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was a great drop of blood falling down to the ground. It was by prayer that Cornelius activated the angelic. In Acts 10, 30, 32, Acts 10, 30, 31 to 32, Acts 10, 30, 31 and 32, and Cornelius said, 4 days ago I was fasting until this hour. And at the 9th hour, I prayed in my house. He was fasting and he prayed. And behold, a man stood before me in bright clothing. That's why I tell you, angels look like men. Say, a man. In the history of Manu, I say, a man. A man stood before me in bright clothing and said, Cornelius, thy prayer is heard, and thy harm are heard in remembrance in the sight of God. Send therefore to Joppa, call unto Simon, whose name is Peter. He lodged in the house of one Simon, the town of seaside, who when he cometh, he shall speak unto. It was prayer that did it. 21 days prayer and fasting in the life of Daniel there activated deliverance from Babylon. He was praying for 21 days. Angelic forces were mobilized. Ishmael, crying in the wilderness there, activated the angelic. We must look at that. Genesis 21 verse 7. And God heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of God called to Agai out of heaven and said unto her, What aileth thee, Agai? Fear not, for God has heard the voice of the lad. Where it was the voice of the lad that activated the angelic. Pastor Kwaju was saying to us in one of his teachings that when Abraham was sending Ishmael away, the only thing he gave him was a bottle of water. Abraham was very rich. The only thing he gave Ishmael was a bottle of water and a loaf of bread. But he had told Ishmael that, listen, when I left my father's house, I left with nothing. You must also follow the same pattern. As you are going to go with nothing, but there is something I will give you, which is prayer. Everything you need will come to you by prayer. Say, cry. Say, once this water runs out, lift up your voice and pray. Heaven will answer you. I'm saying to you this morning that by your prayer, you can activate the supernatural in your corner. You don't need a pastor to do that. By yourself. Number 2, you activate the angelic by aligning with your God-ordained purpose on the face of the earth. So aligning with your God-ordained purpose, we activate the angelic. Angels, like we know, they operate strictly within God's agenda. Angels execute the desires of God, the plans of God, the purpose of God, and the pleasure of God on the earth. Immediately Moses aligned with the purpose of God, he saw an angel. Immediately Moses embraced his destiny. He activated the supernatural. God said to him, I will send my angel ahead of you. God does not send angels to those that are not on assignment. Embracing your assignment, activate angels on assignment. Angels will be on assignment for you, working day and night. There was a time I was traveling and I started thinking, oh, safety and God, and the Holy Ghost spoke to me. He said, do you think that God takes for granted the security of kingdom emissaries? Nations don't play with security of their kings. I can't be a king and my security is undermined. Say the safest place to be is in the will of God. It activates the angelic. When you enter your purpose, angels, they walk, they war for you. Aligning with your God-ordained purpose, provoke the angelic.